Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1248. Hi, I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today we got the Brewmaster, Disgruntled Fiddle Player, Benita, plus the return of a segment, WOW SCHATZ WOW. It's something my mom says when I tell her something surprising. She goes, WOW SCHATZ WOW. An interesting story that will
Mike's Daily Podcast
make you go, wow. And my mom is doing well. I spoke to her, and she said, wow.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
She is so glad that Christmas is over. It's not her favorite day, and she doesn't like it for some reason. I can't say. I guess some people don't like holidays like Christmas because they're over commercialized, and then you go and you realize that, oh my gosh, it's the end of the year. I got so much to do. No, I don't.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I think I'm just gonna let the new year wash over me, and then I'll begin to realize
Mike's
that
Daily
Anyway.
Podcast
Cafe Anyway.
Yeah!
It's a very fine morning.
It's a very fine morning.
No, what I'll realize is that it'll be 2017. The next year will be 2018. Yes, very good.
I love scotch.
Oh, and that I love scotch. No, I don't. Scotch is crap. Gets you drunk. Might as well just smash your head with a sledgehammer. Have an intergalactic gargle blaster instead. And what I realize is 2018 will mean that I'll have been on this planet for half a century. I know, that's so amazing. Half a century. How on earth did that happen? It doesn't seem like half a century. No, it does. It really does. So much has gone on. And I think I think I know a lot. It's all smashed in there somewhere in that gray matter. I think I've observed a lot of things over my life. I don't know. I could go for another 50. What do you say? Let's do it. Are you with me? Come on. Let's go a full century, my friend. Into the future we go. Oh, wait, no, someone's walking in. Hi, Mike. How y'all doing? It's Benita, the rodeo queen.
This is Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what. It appears most of your life has been on the radio.
Yeah, I guess it has. It goes back to, well, I guess in my early 20s I was on the radio. So yeah, a big chunk of it.
What have you learned about radio?
Well, radio itself, I didn't have much creative freedom. I was on music radio, which gave you very little time to talk and to do strange things like what we're doing now. Then, for some reason, when I was on a country station, that gave me more creativity than any station I had been on up until that point. So I really enjoyed that, and I was on a station for 11 years, having all kinds of fun, and thankfully I made a bunch of cassette tapes of it. And some of those you can hear in the cubbyhole on MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1248-Legs. The cassette cubbyhole. Look who else just walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the root beer on the Brewmaster. Oh, boy. That's some delicious Trump root beer.
Wrong.
Trump root beer? Okay.
Yeah, I am pouring it for you right now. Oh, boy.
That's great. You have such a strange voice.
No, this guy has a strange voice.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. You think about that.
Oh, yeah, that was a strange voice. I wanted to jump in here right here while I was drinking the Trump root beer and not really enjoying it. But but thank you so much, Brewmaster.
Mike, this is the best root beer ever.
Wrong.
It is. You know, I think that what I have learned is that Nick now listens to the show. Thanks, Nick. Nick is now a podcast, Mike's Daily Podcast listener. And he and we were walking our dogs yesterday. I had Basil the Boxer with me. And he had his two dogs, Bella and Dixie. I've got this boxer, and he's got these husky mix, a Eskimo dog mix, Eskimo, and they're white and fluffy and husky-ish, and they're sweet dogs. And one of them, the big one that he has, learned how to dig from Basil, because Basil loves to dig, especially now the ground is so soft. He'll dig and shove his whole body in there, and he's kind of a big dog, and he just and then he comes out and he's got this big brown nose, and I go, you look like Biff from work. And he just shoves his whole, and now Dixie's doing that, shoving his big husky head into the dirt looking for varmints. The point of all this is that I'm sad I missed the Hanukkah celebration. I told you all about it on the Tuesday show, whatever it was. This week is all weird because it's all short. And I didn't go. I was so tired. Getting up at 4, you know, in the early morning, you think, yeah, I'm going to make it all the way till 5:30. No. Did not make it that far. It was a lot too far for me to go. A bridge too far. Hey, did you hear about that bridge? Shut up. That bridge that's super tall, like the tallest bridge in the world, and it's several thousand feet in the air. Isn't that cool? And isn't it sad about Debbie Reynolds?
And here's today's podcast picture.
Carrie Fisher's mom, Debbie Reynolds, died just the day after her daughter died. Yeah, Debbie Reynolds. What a beautiful actress she was. And she did some funny movies, too. Oh, the podcast picture today is of... What was it? Singing in the Rain. She did Singing in the Rain. Gosh, dang. My dirty mouth. The unsinkable Molly Brown. She just ruled the 50s and 60s. She was it. And then she was on The Love Boat a bunch of times. I remember seeing her on that. But yeah, she has passed away. So sad. I make that noise when I'm sad about something. And she was taken to the hospital from Carrie Fisher's Beverly Hills house Wednesday after suffering a stroke the day after her daughter Carrie Fisher died. Wow. So, I'm sure you'll hear a lot more about that in the general news today. But the podcast picture is, and I've forgotten already. That's good. Oh, it's the place where I usually take Basil the Boxer and meet up with Nick and his dogs over at the Fairmont Ridge. And he's always telling me, don't talk about it on your podcast because more people will show up. Right now, it's not that busy a place, and we kind of have it all to ourselves. But oops, sorry. There's a podcast picture of it. And actually, it's an interesting picture because you'll see the lights of San Leandro in the background and the San Mateo Bridge. And in the foreground are goats in the dark. Yeah, it's scary. Scary goat eyes staring up at you because they put goats on the hill when it's all the grass is growing, and they let the goats eat, and they do a weed abatement program so there won't be a big fire up there and burn down all of the East Bay. Although some people in the peninsula would like the East Bay to burn down. I don't understand why peninsula people hate the East Bay so much. They just hate it. It's weird that they're racist. They're East Bayist. But MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com is where you can see all the past podcast pictures. And you can help out the show through the Amazon link. Click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and that helps support the show. There's also the PayPal. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And I'm hoping to find somewhere on the internet some footage of that Hanukkah celebration, that Hanukkah concert, because it sounded cool. They were going to have a guy playing clarinet and a guy playing mandolin at the Castro Valley Library, and I'm hoping. I went to their Facebook page yesterday, but they didn't have anything up yet. So hopefully we've tackled the scratch. Hopefully when you're listening to this, you're not hearing the scratchiness. If you do, pretend it's a fire here at Cafe Anyway, where, we do have a nice warm fire roaring in the background, and it keeps us warm. Anyway at Cafe Anyway. It's roaring, and you probably hear it now. It's roaring in the background. And we love it. There's also the past podcast pictures, past interviews, the PayPal. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. Possibly we're going to have Irene Pena on the show very soon in the new year. She's coming out with a new album. She's been interviewed by me like 3 times. She's a great singer-songwriter. We'll talk about the songwriting process. If you want to be a songwriter, listen to that show because we're going to delve into that. But now, Wow Schatz Wow.
Wow Schatz Wow.
No puppet. No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
So remember that dress thing where people were looking at... by the way, I'm trying not to... The new Marco, who I work with, who does the Marco Minute, we haven't done that in a while, but he said to me that, you know, we used to say at the end of every sentence, you know. I really enjoyed that, you know. The new end of the sentence is saying, right? I had a good time at the concert, right? That's what I've noticed. Okay. That was my out of nowhere field observation. But this is bizarre. So the dress, that dress that was the different colors to different people on the internet. There's this strange picture of 6 girls sitting, but there's only 5 pair of legs. Business Insider looked at it and said, their summary, a girl seems to be missing her legs in this optical illusion. She definitely has legs, guys. All the women are leaning, so they seem removed from their lower bodies, and one girl's legs are hidden behind another person's. It's a viral illusion going around Reddit right now, and someone seems to be missing their legs. Look at the photo of those Green Bay Packers fans closely. There are 6 women, but it looks like there are only 5 pair of legs. The girl in the middle of the couch appears completely legless, but a closer look reveals that's not the case. There are multiple solutions presented in the Reddit thread, and almost all of them are entirely wrong. Here's how it really works. The woman in the middle is leaning to her left, meaning the legs to her right actually belong to her. The second woman from the left is wearing black jeans, which are hidden behind the woman on the very left end of the couch. Aha. Oh, and they've outlined it out so that you are understanding what is going on. The woman outlined in yellow is leaning her body to her left, making her legs appear to belong to the woman outlined in blue. That's great that we cleared that up. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Oh, and Trump said, I would have beat Obama if we were in an election together. I would have beat him. That's my Obama impression. And that's the best impression that's ever been done.
Wrong.
Well, in fact, Trump did run against Obama in the 2 elections preceding this past one, and he lost because he didn't make it to the primary. So that's wrong, Trump. And that's right, it's the end of the show. Next show, we're going to have the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!